Okay, we're closing in on the finish of this piece. Right now this is the back side with the steel wire frame soldered to it. This is completely unfinished. By the time I get done with this, the back side will look as nice as the front. And that is always my goal. So what I'm going to start doing now is sawing with my jeweler's saw very close to the edge of the frame, the wire frame, so that I've got it ready to take over to the belt sander for the next phase when I'm done with this. Okay, I have finished sawing out the outside of the piece where the border was for the wire frame. And so now I'm going to use my belt sander, which it really is quite powerful and it's a very handy tool. This will remove material at a very fast rate of speed, faster than you can do by hand filing, which there will be some hand filing finishing work, but for now I want to get just the basics completed of the frame and have it nice and even and smooth. Then you take it over to the belt sander and you grind those edges. And you have to be careful because it does take material rather quickly, but it gives you a nice smooth edge. When you're satisfied with the way that looks, you can go back and file it. I also use additional buffers that I have for my Cordum. Gives a nice smooth finish. Everything's rounded, everything's clean. Okay, the cuff bracelet is almost done. The finishing part of it is complete. I've got it cleaned up. It's polished to as much as I can or want to. And now what I'm going to do is apply what's known as a heat patina. And this is done with the torch. It's a very soft, gentle, bushy flame. And because of the way the steel reacts to the heat, you can see it transform from the silvery color that it has to a blue black, and that becomes permanent in the steel. It makes for perfect contrast to the gold that's been fused to it, and not using any chemicals to create this particular patina. But so far it's accepting everything very nice, which is exactly what I wanted. Get a little bit darker, get that nice rich color. And there it is. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and start forming the shape of the cuff. For this, I use a steel pipe. You can use a mandrel, but I have found that I get a more even, nicer cuff shape when I use the steel pipe. So that is my preference. So I use this is from NC Black, and it's one of their hammers. It's in the plastic family, so it doesn't harm the metal when you're starting to shape it. So what you want to do is start getting that initial curve on both sides of the cuff. Now I'm going to start to form on the outside, moving in. What I'm trying to do is get it rounded. So I'm looking at the symmetry of the piece, and sometimes that's a little tough to gauge because my pieces are not in a perfect shape like a rectangle. I want, as I explained at the very beginning when I started to work on this, I want something that's very organic and very fluid.
When I look at it, I'm hoping that I'm rewarded with the fact that it looks like what I originally saw in my mind's eye when I came up with the concept, or what I envisioned as the piece evolved during its creation. The thing that I hope for with the public and people who see my work is that it speaks to them in terms of they look at it and go, oh, that would be something I would like to have in my collection. I would like to wear this every day, or it's that special piece I'd like to wear on certain occasions, say a mother when her daughter gets married, or and be the anniversary gift for that milestone anniversary, or just I really want to have this. Yeah, I think for the individual artist who has their own studio and they don't have employees, they're sole proprietorship basically. I'm not a Zales. I'm not somebody who mass produces things, and the thing that I really think people need to know that will help them with their understanding of art and art appreciation is that it is a multi-step process to create anything. And with my art jewelry, it goes from a concept to all the various steps in the fabrication process. It takes thinking on my part. If I do things out of order, I may not be able to recover from that mistake. It takes care, attention to detail, keeping on track with how I'm using a tool and how I'm shaping things. And I've invested in myself with taking workshops
and practicing the techniques that I've learned, and it's something that's been a part of my personal growth throughout my lifetime. So it's not, to me, it's not the fact that it might take me 10 hours to complete a cup, maybe 5 hours to complete a cup. It's more that it's taken a lifetime of dedication to learning and craftsmanship and practicing those skills so that someday I can hope to call myself a master at something.